Welcoming guys into my Lions versus Chiefs review. And again, last night we had to stay up late last night for prime time, and we started off pretty well in the game. Um, it took us about 10 attempts, 10 uh, 10 attempts to get at the Chiefs offense, Chiefs defense. So there's one point when it was so we go for a fourth and goal, and we're on the offense, and then we go for Dan Campbell goes for the timeout because again he was gonna go for the special team, and he's like, no, we're gonna go for this. So we go for it for fourth and goal, and then Jared Goff gives away a foul, a penalty. So the ref doesn't even give the touchdown anyway. So that whole timeout was completely just fucking stupid. Didn't make any sense. It was an illegal action on fourth and goal. So ultimately, yeah, the touchdown didn't stand. So we could have just had if we just went for the punt team, we could have put the punt team on. We could have actually got ourselves on early and got a three. But again, we go for the 3-point conversion anyway. Jake Bates comes on to get us on scoreboard, and then we come back later on in the first quarter, like it's 3-6. It's 4th and 3, and Worthley Xavier Worthley uh, gets a ton of space down the slot. Like nobody's actually trying to stop him down the slot. He's wide open, and ultimately that gives the Chiefs the lead, 3-6, 3-6 to open up, and then you know you've got you've got some great, but in the second. Like later on in the first half, you had some great outside zone coverage from the offensive line, so that Montgomery could free himself up and get himself some space. That was a fantastic move especially from Goff and the offensive line um, to um, to get at that defense to stop Chris Jones and Nick Bolton, and then it frees up Dave Montgomery. That was a great play call, great decision from John Morton. And then we get to it. We get to it's 3rd and 3. Jameis Williams gets a great it's a great conversion from Jameis Williams to make it when it's 3rd and 3. Great protection by the offensive line, so that means that frees up Jameis Williams, and then we get ourselves back in the lead here, playing close to the second half here, and then the Chiefs and then this is where the Chiefs were coming back into the game. This is where late in the second half, it was 4th and 1. The Chiefs were playing a 4th and 1, and Mahomes, I think it was Hollywood Brown, or maybe it was Travis Kelce. Harper does a turnover because again later on in the game, or before this Harper turnover on the defensive lines, Kirby Joseph, who again I reported in my preview last week that he has got some bit of an injury. We played him last night. The injury got worse, and we didn't see him for the rest of the game, and that was kind of was a big loss. I mean, you got Ian Hudson, who did have a good. He had a good game. Ian Hudson, I think last. Ian Hudson had a good game last night, but you could see that we were missing that other threat on that defense side of the ball, and we needed a Kirby Joseph, and unfortunately got injured. But Harper comes in, turns the ball for the Lions. But again, this is where kind of things go on the other side for the Chiefs here. When the Chiefs, you got Jared Goff. It's a 4th and goal, and he tries to find St. Brown. St. Brown fucking fumbles the ball, man. Like he wasn't, I don't know, like he just fumbles the ball, fucking couldn't catch the ball at all. The Chiefs turn over the ball, and that was just the end of the game, really, the start of the end, guys, because you're looking at Mahomes. Mahomes gets the Chiefs in the lead, making it the coming out of the second half, coming in, leaving the first half 13-10, and then coming back into the second half. Hollow Brown, um, um, Hollow Brown gets two touchdowns in this game to make it 10-20 into the second half. Again, we did try a bit of a consolation here with Sam Laporta getting himself a good conversion down later on in that fourth quarter, but to make it 17-20. It was only like a 3-point game, but Hollywood Brown ultimately gets another touchdown. He was wide open in the slot again, and makes it 17-27. And then obviously the Chiefs made the conversion to make it 17-30. And the Chiefs get a win. And again, was the perfect time to play the Chiefs. They're coming into this. They were a 2-3 team coming into this game. We were a 4-1 team. But again, defensively, you can say the injuries. But again, when we come up against a playoff contending team, who are, especially that offense, it's just again that the defense couldn't control the Chiefs' offense, especially with Hollywood Brown and Mahomes. It's just we couldn't contain those two guys in this game, and this is what has been the problem. It was a problem against the Packers early on in the year. We've got away with it the last few weeks because we've been up against like the Browns and the Bengals, who haven't been playing too good. But when we're up against a team that's kind of getting a bit of rhythm now in the Chiefs, this is the thing that you're gonna get. And then then you look at our schedule here, like we're going into next week 7, 4-2. Now you're pressing 4-2, not bad. You look at other teams around us, like especially in the NFC. You're looking at like the Ravens around 1-5. But again, the Bills, the Bucks who we're facing next week are 5-1. They're flying this season. They're flying 5-1. So we definitely have to get a win next week on week 7, going into the bye week, because we've got a bye week on week 8, and then we come back off the bye week. We have 3 tough games coming off the bye week. We've got the Vikings in a division game. Then we have the Commanders on the road. Then we have the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, the Eagles. So again, we've got to start performing like we want to actually win championship level football on that defense side of the ball. Offensively, we're not too bad. Again, yes, the fumble was really what turned this game around for the Chiefs and cost us the game. And us turning over the ball, giving too many fouls, giving away too many fouls and penalties away, that didn't help either. But we've got to get into next week before the bye. We've got to beat the Buccaneers, and then to try to get a win against beat the Vikings. They're on a bye week this week. Commanders, they're doing pretty well as well this year. And the Eagles, I know the Eagles aren't playing so well this year. Maybe that's a bit of Super Bowl hangover, but again, I said, look at the Chiefs game. The Chiefs haven't played so well this year. And I've called up Mahomes, and and then they beat us like 30-17. That's gonna be a thing with the Commanders. That could be a thing with the Eagles. We've got to start performing well, especially with defense side of the ball. Offense, again, we're good at running the ball. We need to start passing it more. Rushing yards, we're 7th in the league. We're as it stands a couple of days ago, we was 4th in the NFC seed for the playoffs. Obviously, that's changed now, but we got to get our shit together before the bye week, guys. Peace.